Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the daily reading for Friday, the 3rd of May 2019. For me, it's amazing how quickly the year is turning, but it's absolutely lovely, so lovely. All the life up and running, super duper. Hope you're well, wherever you are. I'll just give these another shuffle. 3-card Major Arcana reading, possibly with clarifiers, then one from the Swords, one from the Wands, one from the Pentacles, and one from the Cups. There we go. Everything's shuffled, one last cut. Okay. Let's see what we get. The Lovers in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Well, Wheel of Fortune's been around quite a lot this week. Okay. Okay, well, once again, it's a story about staying open to the Wheel of Fortune, to the rising and the falling of one's prospects. Okay, this is quite complex here. The Lovers in reverse is in itself quite a complex energy. It's about, the Lovers is about the sense of there being a choice and the energies that push us to change, and how we navigate the juxtaposition of those two things, the inevitability of change and the wish and the control of change, the wish to change and the control of change. Choice and no choice. That's what we've got here in the Lovers, and here it's in the reverse, so it really is complex. Sometimes when I see the Lovers in the reverse come out, I sigh a little bit, because it's like, oh boy, okay, this is going to be probably quite complex. But I'm very heartened to see the Wheel of Fortune in the upright here, balancing this out. There's something so simple, so neutral about the possibilities inherent in the Wheel of Fortune, especially when it's in the upright. That's really nice as well. I'm very pleased to see it this way up today. Now, sitting in the middle of the reading, we've got Temperance in the reverse. Now, for me, this can either mean a sense of unsteadiness on our own feet, and sort of stuff getting spilled, a sort of whoa, you know, ground shifting under your feet kind of energy, or it can mean the breaking of a closed circuit, the breaking of a little feedback loop, because those are, for me, are the two main elements of the Temperance card. We've got this very steady posture and this contemplation of something quite complex going on, contemplation in complete stillness. We've reached a point of stasis, and we have this closed feedback loop going on between the two vessels and what's being poured in that physics-defying way between those two jugs. So that, for me, is what's happening in the Temperance card. And here it's in the reverse, so I'm just going to have a little look. Yeah, this is about control of evolutionary forces over which we don't really have any control. I was watching last night on YouTube the debate between Slavoj Žižek, the great European philosopher, and Jordan Peterson. And apparently this had been like brewing for a long time, this great debate. And I haven't finished watching it because it's several hours long. But one of them, I can't remember which one it was, I think it was Zizek, was talking about how evolution isn't necessarily, the process of evolution isn't necessarily this sort of steady refinement and steady kind of shifting from one state to another, that sometimes what looks like a mistake happens. And it turns out to be a kind of a happy mistake. And it's then adopted, like in one fell swoop, one fell evolutionary swoop. It's adopted, and then carried forward. And that's one way that, you know, evolution can move in a very sort of steady, you know, generation by generation by generation, tiny little changes to refine the life form and improve its chances, basically. But it can also happen in a kind of real judder. And I think there's something going on here today about that. Yeah, I'm getting a feeling of sort of lack of perceived lack of control over one's own development here. And that can be a good thing. It's just like, let go, like, whoa, we're going into the future, let's see what happens. That's the second time I've made that noise this morning, isn't it? Clouding our vision is the sense that if we let go into this, if we stop trying to control how life is unfolding, because it's a combination, the way we live, it's a combination of control and abandon, because there are certain things that we can control. It appears. It appears that we have free will, and in the context of having free will, it appears that we have responsibility for our actions. There is some scientific evidence some neurological evidence to suggest that free will is an illusion, or is not what we think it is. It's not a consciously functioning process. But nonetheless, we appear to have free will. And at the same time, we are subject to all sorts of forces that we can't have any control over whatsoever. Basically, physics, the physics in which we live. We have no control over gravity, for example. We have no control over the wobble of the Earth on its axis. We have no control over the passage of time, for example. So we have this, that's what this card is about. It's about understanding that within the context of our free will, our self-control, our self-determination, our choice, there are also forces of nature at work, represented here by the little cherub here, over which we have zero control. And I'm getting the feeling that there's a kind of anxiety about this today, and definitely, well, not necessarily an anxiety, but a kind of fluidity going on here. But this is accompanied here in the veil position by anxiety about that fluidity. Because as soon as I said the word fluidity, I saw again the fluid being poured from cup to cup. Now, yes, to go back to my reference to this point in the Zizek-Peterson debate that I will continue watching later, about happy accidents of evolution. That's what I'm seeing here. in the Wheel of Fortune in the upright today. What feels like forces acting upon us in ways that we can't control. And as I say, that can sometimes be quite pleasant. Yeah, that's what the whole sub-dom thing is about, isn't it? It's about letting go of control and being controlled. Some people are into that. It can be quite exciting to just let go of all the responsibility. But it's here in Temperance in the Reverse that we have the anxiety attached to that. The challenge of the reading today is to understand that all that comes is natural. All of it. All of it. The good, the bad, the ugly. Life is unfolding, albeit sometimes painfully, in the only way it can. And to embrace that, and to embrace the happy accidents of our personal evolution as we move through the impersonal matter of existence. And as I say, the forces of nature, the forces of physics, for example, acting upon us all. There's a universality in this. That what might appear to be something going wrong can, if you don't fight it, end up being just an untold blessing. That's what I'm getting here. I'm going to pull one from the Swords. Eight of Swords. Okay, what did I say about anxiety? Ooh, and here's, look, we've got 3 red robes, 4 red robes, 5 red garments on the table here. This is this feeling of danger. We've got the shawl of the angel of the Wheel of Fortune. We've got this part of the garb of the Angel of Temperance. We've got the cloak of the Mother in the Lover's card. We've got the dress of the young lady in the Lover's card. And now we have the emergency red robe of the Eight of Swords. It's a perception, this emergency. Whether this matter of choice is really interesting, because when a happy accident happens in the evolution of a plant or an animal, it might be different from when a happy accident comes in our lives, in human life, because we have this extra consciousness, this self-awareness, and as I say, the appearance of free will and choice. Because when a kind of shock or a judder or an accident or something unexpected happens in our lives, we do have a choice as to how we are going to meet it. And I'm seeing a lot of emergency energy on the table here today. Yeah, okay, I'm going to carry on. Yes, now look, Page of Wands. He was around a lot last week, wasn't he? Page of Wands. There is something to be looked at more closely than simply going, oh my God, I wasn't expecting this. I don't like this. I wish this hadn't happened. There's something to be looked at more closely. Now, I don't think it's necessarily about looking at it from a completely different perspective, because if that was the case, I think we would have the Hangman somewhere on the table. I'm just going to check the next major arcana and see what it is. No, it's not the Hangman, but it is good. I'm not putting it on the table, I don't need it. I just thought that would be funny if the Hangman turned up. This is not about viewing something from a completely different perspective. This is about looking at something more closely. And we do have the opportunity in the Eight of Swords to shake off the loose bindings and then remove the blindfold. Second blindfold we've got on the table. There's the first one, also red. Wow, okay, lots and lots of red on the table today, blindfolds. Have another look at whatever is going on today and creating a feeling of destabilization and perhaps spillage. Have another look, because this is where it's really at. Who knows where the turning of this wheel will take us? Okay, let's get one from the Pentacles. Oh, again, look, another page having another look. How interesting. Okay, so in the Page of Wands, we're looking at what can be done. In the Page of Pentacles, we're looking at what can be earned. And of course, I'm talking about karmic income. The key is removing the perception of a state of emergency. Oh, wow. Look, more red, but this time they're really happy. Three of Cups. How wonderful. Okay, the Three of Cups is telling me to look to your peers. There is something, don't look up and don't look down in this matter. Don't think, how could this take me up, or how might this knock me down? Keep a steady gaze to the horizon today. We have equality in the Three of Cups. We have shared experience in the Three of Cups, and it's happy. And when I say look to your peers, the last comment I'm going to make on this, I think, is that you, your friends, your enemies, your ancestors, your descendants, your superiors, your inferiors, all are subject to the turning of this Wheel of Fortune. That's why it's pretty much slap bang in the middle of the tarot cycle. We are all in it together. I'm laughing because that's what the Conservative government said in 2010 when they took over and started cutting all the funding. Right, I shall leave it there. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and I'll see you again for another film soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.